That is not a bad view to wake up to. So, you are joining me on top of the van. And look at the state of it. What is all of this? In today's video, we are going to be working on the solar panel. Because it's a nice 300 watt solar panel, but it doesn't tilt. And tilting your solar panel increases how much solar you get. So we're coming into winter now and we need that power. The way this is currently anchored down is we've got a hinge there and a hinge there, and then we've just got this pathetic little latch which I had to bodge and just put together. It did used to have like a roof strap over it, just in case it ever blew up or anything like that, but I've always wanted to make it tilt. And up to a week ago, I had a pretty good idea of how I was going to do it. But then I started watching YouTube videos, and I found that people use linear actuators to make them lift. And I liked that idea because it doesn't require me to keep on getting the ladder out to come up to the roof, to tilt it up, to tilt it down. And I'd rather just have a little fob and it can come up and down. So in today's video, that's what we're going to do. Now for me to do this, it requires me modifying the roof rack. And I've got to remove this one and this one. And that's so the linear actuators can sit beside it. Now, I think I'm also going to have to do some other modifications, which is fine. I've got the material to do it. I'm just hoping that I can get it all done in one day. One or 2 days. Good bit of wiggle room. So the way I was originally going to make the solar panels tilt was using 2 of these gas struts, which I brought with me. And the way I was going to release the solar panel was reusing the Riot band's screen guard. I was going to make a little latch on the solar panel, and then you could have this, release it, it would pop up. But like I was saying, I would then have to get the ladder out, get on the roof, bring it back down. And yeah, I didn't really like that idea in the end. I found online these 2 linear actuators that are 12 volt and should do the job pretty nicely. I also then found a remote that you can wire up to these, and it is just a little key fob, which I'll probably just hang here next to the control panel. So when we rock up somewhere, you just push a button, it will come up whenever we want to drive off, bring it back down. Very nice. Right, let's go ahead and remove some of these brackets. So this is kind of the angle it will hopefully be. I'm actually thinking it might be a little bit more upright than that, but that's fine. This is now sitting in place, so it's good. I know it can fit here. I like that. Now with these linear actuators, they come with this bracket, so, and it has like a little pin in it which you secure. Now I obviously want this as far back this way as possible, so I might maybe chop this in half just so it can sit back a little bit further, and it will hit up against the frame of the roof rack, and I'll still have a fixing to get down into the roof as well. So that's my first little modification I've got to make. Now these linear actuators, they've got to be at an angle to begin with, otherwise if we just put it flat and I put a bolt into the solar panel and it's fixed down this end, it's got nowhere to go and it's going to either break something or break itself. So I'm going to have to make a little plate up here with a hole in it so this can tilt, and in theory it's going to lift it up. I'm making this up as I go along if you haven't guessed already. The other thing is that I don't want to make this plate too big, because although I'm going to be tilting it up to get as much solar as possible, if it is down and I've got a plate here and it's causing a shadow on the solar panel, it's going to stop that whole solar panel working there and I won't get as much power. I don't know if it does like the whole run or if it just does that square panel. But anyway, I know that that does affect them. So, a little bit of fabricating. I've got some metal to make this plate up. Yeah, and then obviously I've got to do some cable management. I've got to figure out where I'm going to bring that into the van, which means drilling another hole. We don't like doing that. No, we do not. Okay, I'm basically going to cut that out with both brackets either side, and that would just mean that I keep a lot of the strength, and it's going to slide underneath the roof rack and still give some support, hopefully. So I'm going to go and cut both of those now. So that's the brackets cut, and we'll go over them with a file and tidy them up, obviously. Now for making the brackets that fit to the solar panel, I've got this. Now some keen-eyed viewers might recognise it, and it's the same plate that I use for my pull-down projector. And yeah, I had 2 of these left over, so I'm gonna mark out some brackets for it now, and hopefully it'll work pretty well. These are bloody strong, and I'm worried that maybe this might not be strong enough. Now, they did obviously supply 2 brackets per linear actuator, so maybe I'll make the bracket up and then attach this to it, and that might work. That might work. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm just gonna run up there now, take some measurements, and mark it out and cut it. So I think this is how the bracket is going to work. Had to take it up there, and the way I was originally going to do it, it was going to interfere with the linear actuator. So this is what I've come up with, and now it's just a case of copy and repeat. Awesome. So there's our brackets. Got all our parts here. Where do I start? So what I did was just cut a little hole in there, so once the bracket's sitting flush, it's flush. Yeah, so once the bracket sits against it, it's pretty flush. It's not sticking out. Okay, so far so good. There we go. So that like that. Pop this little pin in just to hold it for now. And that like that. Cool. Cool, I hope that angle's enough. So what I'm going to do is, using some self-tapping sort of bolt screws to go into the side of the solar panel. Obviously making sure that there's nothing there on the other side. But yeah, that'll go in there like that. And then I'm guessing I'll come through this way and bolt it together doing that. Which means I will only get one fix in. I wonder if I cut a little bit off the side here, so then I could screw through here, through the plate, into the solar panel. Okay, so I've just drilled a nice big hole in the side of this bracket, so the drill bit can go in, so we can put a fixing through, and I did a little pilot there as well on the other side. So, should really file that off actually, that's very sharp. We'll get to that, don't worry. Right, balls that up slightly. Where I wanted to put the hole is literally where the glass is on the solar panel. So I have just actually notched it now so I can get a fixing a bit lower. So we're avoiding hitting that because I do not want to do that. Okay, let's try that again. So I've got the bracket fixed now. And ooh, right, once I put this in place, that's it. Put that in like that, line it up. So I am going to take this all out again and make sure it's all sprayed and coated up. This is fiddly, man. Okay, we got rain coming now, so I need to quickly get this side finished off and then I'm packing away, and that will have to wait until tomorrow. But it's also a nice day tomorrow, so I'm going to do all the wiring and everything tomorrow and paint everything. So let's try and finish this one and yeah, get inside. Actually, if we've got rain coming, I'm not going to drill a hole in the roof right now. Again, that can wait. Yeah, rain is coming now. Okay, pack away. Good morning, it is the next day. A bit chilly today, so I've got my coffee. But last night, whilst trying to drift off to sleep, I thought to myself, I was like, oh shit, on the other side, we've obviously got the cowling for the wood burner, and there's also a metal plate, so no heat sort of goes back through the roof anyway. But it's going to add on a little bit of our height, so I thought I might have to chop a little bit more out of here, but looking at it, it still fits underneath there. Don't know why, but I'm not going to argue with it. I don't have to cut anything today, so that's all good, that's not a problem. And it actually gives it some stability, because we took off this bar where it had a little rubber support underneath it, because I didn't want to put it too close to the cowling. So with that underneath there, it actually stiffens up the roof rack quite nicely. So that's all good, happy days. Yeah, it's just a case of copy and repeating it over this side today, and hopefully this is going to go a bit quicker because I've learned a lot from that side, and it looks awesome actually. I'm really happy with the way that's looking. I just hope that it works and it actually lifts it up and doesn't break it. Otherwise we've got to adjust that bracket and bring it up a lot more, which isn't the end of the world, but I'd be happy if I could leave it like that. Okay, both sides are on now. I'm just cleaning up the areas where the bracket's going to go, and I'm going to do some obviously silicone underneath it because we don't like leaks, and I'm just spraying up the brackets just so they're protected. I'm not going to do the rest just because I want to make sure it works first, but they are going to be glued and screwed in place, so might as well do those now. So yeah, in an hour's time hopefully I'll be doing the wiring. Need to go and make sure I've got enough wire, because there's not a lot of cable on these actuators. So yeah, I'll go and find some wire now, get ready to wire it up and test it. Look at this view, man. Not a bad place to work. Still cold though. So just behind the light bars where I've drilled the hole, which brings it into like the sort of bulkhead area. And now I've got to join these two together and then connect it to that to go in. But as you can see, they aren't very long. So yeah, I've got to think of the most efficient way, because I don't have a lot of cable left. Yeah. So I am just wiring up the actuators, and to do so I just bought this little sort of control, maybe receiver. Yeah, one end you can just see goes to the actuator, the other end goes to the battery. Drilled a hole in the roof and put that through, and then this end is going to go to the fuse board, and then for it to go up and down you get a cool little fob. Okay, so yesterday I resisted and I didn't test the solar panel because I wanted the silicon to go off. But this morning I went to go and try it, and they don't provide a battery inside it, so we need to go and pick one up and then we can test it. Okay, so it's actually a couple of days later. I couldn't test this out yesterday even though we got the batteries, purely because it was raining all day and I was parked underneath a tree, so didn't really want to give it a go. But I've just put a battery in. I'm nervous about testing this, because if it doesn't work, it potentially could break something. You know, if the pistons can't go anywhere, whether that breaks something that I've put on or it breaks the gears inside the motor. Let's do it. Nothing's happened. Okay, let's just see if I need to be a bit closer. Nothing's happened. Okay, nothing's happening. I'm going to get the ladder up, go up there and see if I can hear the motors whirring or not. Okay, we're on the roof now. Let's have a listen. Nope, can't hear a single thing. Holy shit, it's happening. It's working. I don't know what I did. I think I just held it down for a little bit longer. Oh, and there's a pin that I thought I lost. Go on, son. Stop. Okay, cool. That's what I'm worried that's going to get to. That's the fucking vertical. I've got tilting solar panels. Look at that. That is... I think that's a good angle, right? Let's get down. Let's have a look. Look at that. That is how you get solar, people. That is how you do it. I mean, the sun's over there and I'm facing the wrong direction. Besides that, I think I'm going to turn the vehicle around in a minute. I think the up and down might be the wrong way round. Oh man, I can't believe that works. Right, let's just hold down on. Nothing happens. Hold up on. Yeah, up and down on the wrong way around. That's fine. Actually, I can definitely turn it around on the inside. Look at that. I've got a feeling it's going to slam down, but that's cool. No. Oh, here they go. I did it. I bloody did it. I did not think that was going to work first time. Oh, I'm happy. I am so happy. That is such a cool feature on the van. Yes! Right, that is going to be it for this week's video. As you could tell, I was very happy that the Tilton solar panel managed to work. And yeah, managed to do it all for under £100, so that's a massive win. There is one modification I am going to make, but before I get into that, I just want to say hello to all the new subscribers, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers and it would be amazing to get there before the end of the year. Yeah, let's go and have a look at that little extra bit that I want to do. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, my original design was to use gas struts and have this as the release control. Since I've done the solar panel, it's been amazing, but if we're on bumpy roads, we do hear the solar panel sort of bumping up and down a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is put that latch in still. So when I arrive somewhere and I need to bring the solar panel up, I will just have to hold that like that and then push the up button and it will come up. And then when it comes down, it should just latch into place and I shouldn't have to worry about this. But I think I'm going to save that for another video. And speaking of other videos, I've got some ideas for collecting some wind energy. I'm still working on it, but I think that's going to be a video really soon. So please do stick around, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
So I want to see.
What song are you singing?
Are you recording?
No. I know I should give it like 24 hours.
Hey. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
How dare you? I never interrupt your videos. I was waiting out there for 20 minutes.
It wasn't 20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes while you were chatting to the camera.
It was not 20 minutes.
But no, you just willy-nilly.
Sorry.
Just leave.